joining us for today webinar. Okay, we have 74 participants now. I believe more participants will be joining us shortly. Okay, we are from the Center for Academic Development and Leadership Excellence, CADe-Lead, University Putra Malaysia, UPM. We'd like to warmly welcome all of you to our webinars today. Okay, this session is meaningful as it is jointly organized with the Academic Excellence Division or Bahagian Kecemerlangan Akademik, Ministry of Higher Education, and also the Council of E-Learning for Higher Education Institute or Majlis E-Pembelajaran IPTA or MIPTA. Okay, in addition to this webinar, it is also held in the month of Bulan Academia, which is annual event happen in for October month that honors all academicians, lecturers, teachers, tutors for our dedication to education. Okay, in line of that spirit, today's topic focuses on innovating our teaching and learning to meet learners' evolving needs. Okay, we are truly honored today. We have speaker with us who has been actively and practically using generative AI in teaching and learning. So before I begin, I would like to take a moment to briefly introduce our speaker, technologist Dr. Nurul Amelina Nasharuddin is actually Senior Lecturer at the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, University Putra Malaysia, UPM. And she also Deputy Director of the International Institute of Online Education, IIOE, National Centre Malaysia, which is under UNESCO ICHEI. Okay, her research focuses on the application of AI and multimedia in education, and she has been actively involved in e-learning initiatives, particularly in building AI and data science competencies for educators. A strong advocate for educational technology, she has contributed for various professional services and volunteer work. Okay, in 2025, she led UPM's project. Project name is Accelerating Malaysia's Higher Education Digital Transformation through IIOENC Malaysia. Okay, which is the project received the IIOE Higher Education Digitalization Pioneer Case Award by UNESCO ICHEI at international ceremony that happened recently at in Singapore. Okay, I guess without further ado, please welcome technologist Dr. Nurul Amelina Nasharuddin. And Doctor, the screen is yours.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Masnida, for a very kind welcome. Thank you for CADe-Lead for inviting me again. Okay, so I will start by sharing my slide. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right, I hope everybody can see my slide clearly. Okay, so I'm Nurul Amelina Nasharuddin. I'm from the Department of Department of Multimedia, Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology, UPM. So you can call me Amy. So today I will be sharing my experience in using and also researching on Gen AI. Okay, for a few years already. So this talk is actually mostly to share my experience lah for using Gen AI tool for innovation, especially in teaching and learning. Okay, all right. So I will give some maybe what you call refresher lah. What is AI? Okay, so it's actually machines that we hope it can think, reason, learn, and also like humans. These AI is actually computer programs, basically computer programs that can process and analyze vast amounts of data. And how this AI actually works is it recognize patterns, okay, and make predictions and also automate tasks, okay, that human will always do. Some like a differentiation between traditional AI and also generative AI or Gen AI. The differences is actually based on the approaches. Okay, one is approaches, and then another one is the output of the program. So traditional AI, they use techniques and the way that they, the system works is by manually encoding the knowledge and rules into that particular AI system. Compared to the Gen AI, the output of Gen AI, they actually can create new content. Okay, for example, images, text, music, videos, and etc. That actually resembles a human created content. Okay, so how actually this system use to come up with this kind of new contents are basically by learning and also by training data. So that's why when we talk about AI, Gen AI, especially, we need to have a very lots of data, okay, so that they can actually come out with a very good model for the Gen AI. Okay, so in terms of the what you call categories of AI, the general AI and also the Gen AI. So this is one of the diagram that I like to use. Okay, so AI per se is a very big umbrella. Okay, so we have the machine learning algorithm inside that, deep learning, and also generative AI. So it's actually a subset of artificial intelligence. The Gen AI is actually a subset of artificial intelligence. Okay, I think a lot of you have already know about this, have used these tools. So my sharing this morning is not to teach on how to use the AI tools, because there's a lot. The one that I've listed here, I also some of them I haven't used, or maybe long time ago. So it's not a very uh, for me, not the best approach to share this session with all of you. So we will look more on how what's next. Okay, you know how to use AI tools, Gen AI tools, and what's next. And this one of the how we can categorize these AI tools by content creation, okay, design and visual arts, coding development, and also audio and video generation. It might be, I'm not sure, it might be obsolete already, but this is, I think, the common tools that being used. Okay, many of us are using these tools. Okay, so I just move a little bit fast here. Okay, so I want to start by acknowledging the expertise lah in this virtual room. Okay, I know many of you, including me, okay, we have used these tools quite a lot. Okay, for example, ChatGPT, Gemini, and a lot more. Okay, so you probably use these tools to, for example, to do some repetitive tasks, such as drafting emails, okay, summarizing articles, okay, and maybe to create a lesson plan for your classes or courses. So these statistics, sorry, is from I tried to find some current statistic in Malaysia, but as far as I can gather, there is no recent one. So I've shared this one. It's from the Gallup Teaching for Tomorrow's study. It's a study based in United States, and they actually listed what are the teaching tasks, okay, that relates to the teachers or educators, and how they are using these AI tools to help, okay, to accomplish or to complete this teaching task. Okay, so for example, they are this is the frequency. So they are using the AI tools, okay, to do administrative work. Okay, so um, according to this statistic, not many, around 61% never actually use administrative work using AI tools to do this. And there are also the activities to, to use AI tool to prepare to teach, planning lesson, and etc. And then to supplement your instruction, okay, to make worksheet, assignments, project, or activities. So these are all the basic, or the common activities, teaching and learning activities, okay, that we as educators needs to do. And also AI tools actually can help us to reduce some of the burden for this, or maybe to insight, new ideas for us to how to do these activities. Okay, so I think more or less in Malaysia also we have the same kind of activities, but we don't, might not have, I'm not sure, I might be wrong. We still don't have the the current, I don't have the current statistic for this activities. Okay, how many of us are actually using the AI tools? Okay, all right. So this is what I will focus today, beyond Gen AI, because I think most of us have already at least used one, or at least one lah, Gen AI tools in our teaching and learning. Okay, so we want to know what's next. Okay, we are past the basics already. Okay, so now we are not actually asking what is Gen AI anymore. We should be asking what's next. Okay, what Gen AI can help us next. Okay. All right, so our agenda, sorry, my slides are actually quite what do you call, lengthy or wordy, okay, because usually I will share the slides with the participants later for them to go through, and somehow this can also, I use this as sometimes my module for my courses lah. Okay, so I just share with you guys. Okay, so these are the main agenda. Okay, so I think this is from what I think, my experience. We already know the Gen AI tools, so we want to get better in using it. For example, in craft, mastering the craft is basically focusing on the prompt. Okay, how actually we use the we engineer the prompts, okay, so that we can get a better output, okay, in our teaching task. Okay, and also how we can use Gen AI tools to innovate our pedagogy. Okay, I will share with you some of the teaching and learning, and also assessment, how we can redefine rethinking this, and also the importance of AI literacy to students and also for us, to us. So this topic might be taking quite a longer time. That's why there's a asterisk there. Okay, and then we will hopefully Gen AI can help us to redefine our roles, okay, from only as a proctor to coach, okay, and also some of the competency for educators. And this is individual level. So what's next? So we need to go through the institutional level, so that Gen AI not only can help individual, but also in a larger groups. Okay, for example, in institutional, so we can focus more on the strategy and policy on how these Gen AI tools can help us, okay, in institutional level, and also some challenges and responsible AI and what we can do as educators. Okay, so our agenda is actually to go deeper, okay, not only until the Gen AI. Okay, so this is a slide from my dear friend. Okay, we what do you call, categorize, we always categorize the Gen AI tool as a stochastic parrot. Okay, so even though when we use, for example, one of the famous GPT tools, ChatGPT, for example, or Gemini, we can get output that is very convincing. Okay, it looks good, okay, and perfect, but so sebenarnya this kind of AI tool actually don't actually understand the context, the language that we are that being processed, okay, as a prompt, okay. So this the predictions, how actually this Gen AI tools actually answer our prompt, our query, is they repeating the contents of the data that they have trained, okay, and then they will find the patterns, okay, and then they will just share with us the knowledge that they have. They don't understand the problem it has learned, okay. They don't know whether this is correct or incorrect, maybe out of context, and maybe socially inappropriate. So these are why we call categorize this Gen AI as a stochastic parrot. Okay. Mm. Okay, so this is a just to share how actually we want to level up the skill. Okay, the quality of our output of our prompt lah, output is actually directly tied to the quality of our input. Okay, so it is not the tool, okay, it's the technique that we use to use this Gen AI tool. So for example, imagine that we are using a GPT tool, okay, so we a basic prompt, okay, before we learn or move into advanced prompting, is we usually just write, like, for example, write a quiz on photosynthesis, okay. So it's work, okay, that you will get the output, okay, but it's too generic. You might need to have multiple iterations, okay, to actually get the things that you want, okay. You might have a different level of students, okay. Maybe this photosynthesis for kindergarten, okay, for example. So the level might be different, okay. So if you want to upskilling, okay, ourselves, so we are advised to write or type in a much more advanced prompt, which is equivalent to a longer prompt, okay. But you actually have, I mean, this is a suitable way, okay, where you will give the AI a role, okay, context, okay, and also constraint, okay. So this is the, then the AI tool will get much more understanding on what actually we want to find out, okay. So with these advanced kind of prompt, okay, you will not get a generic quiz, okay. So you might get a targeted pedagogical tool, okay. So this is actually the first leap, okay, from being a user to being an architect, okay, or maybe an advanced user of Gen AI tool, okay. We don't want to be a normal Gen AI tool user anymore, okay. All right. Okay, so this is some of the blueprints, okay, for you to usually I will just copy and paste this one, okay, and then we can come up with for example, lesson plan, okay. So you put the Gen AI in their role, okay. You are an instruction designer. What is the name of the course? What are the course learning outcomes? What are the topics? Okay, and then the Gen AI tool will actually gather the pre-knowledge of what you want to do, okay. And then you you type in, okay, the prompt, create a 90-minute plan, blah blah blah, and etc. Okay, so you actually can have a very the output of it will be much more higher quality and according to what actually your needs, okay, in your specific course or teaching task. And this is also another another blueprints of prompt where you can get a feedback, okay, from um, uh, maybe students' work, okay. You give Gen AI tools or GPT a rubric, okay. Maybe you have your own rubric, okay, and then you can come out with the feedback, okay. So that is on feedback, okay, and it can also have a role of a Socratic where you can tell the AI tools to ask questions, okay, and to yourself so that you're actually testing your knowledge with the AI tools. Okay, and then you can actually adapt, okay, the next question to your own progressive improvement. So this is some of the blueprints that you can be used in teaching and learning or in education. Okay, so uh, we have a lot of others. Okay, so this is some of examples. Okay, okay, this one of the important part to share. You need to treat, yeah, as usual, we will need to treat this AI as our co-pilot. Okay, so the large language model will do the work for us. Okay, and you will have to iterate, okay, many times. Okay, so be clear, direct, and detailed. Okay, when you first run your prompt, it might not be perfect. Okay, so you can start with the best prompt that you think, okay, with some contextual instructions, okay, clear prompting principles, okay, and then you uh, send to your GPT, and then once you get the answer, you review and audit. Okay, so you need to do this critically. Okay, read the AI output critically. What's missing, what's wrong, what's need to be added. Okay, what needs to be refined. Okay, and then you iterate. You send the prompt again. Okay, and re-engage. For example, like the a sentence, actually I need you to focus more on X and less on Y, for example. So you refine. So you actually will repeat this step 2 and 3 many times until satisfied, until the output is actually what you need. Okay, and before you use the final AI output, you need to polish, okay, the final results. Okay, so AI will actually helps you to do that maybe 80% to get there. Okay, and then you will be the one with your expertise to refine the final result. So we can treat AI like collaborative partner or co-pilot. Okay, but it's not a magic solution. Okay, so best result come from iterative refinement. So you will do refine. So I think that is what we have been doing. So usually our step 1, we just type like the one that I've shared just now, write a quiz and photosynthesis. Okay, and then the step 2, 3 is the one that you need to do many times. So if you want to reduce the number of times you need to repeat, so craft. I mean, the first step should be the best prompt that you can type. You can prepare, okay, and then you will reduce the repetitions of the step 2 and step 3. But yes, we will do this many times just to get the AI tools to understand what's our needs. Okay, so this is the basic steps lah we will take. Okay, so um, in this is a second part. Okay, I'm moving fast. Okay, baru 6 minit. 24. Okay, so innovating pedagogy is where we use AI tool as also as our co-teachers or co-pilot. Okay, and we want this tool to help us, okay, to support our teaching and learning. Okay, and these are some of the examples of AI tools that I think most of us have known this and used this many times. Okay, and on the right hand side, I listed some of the um, what you call teaching tasks. Okay, not teaching but also learning, teaching and learning tasks that we usually, or maybe the student will always use do. Okay, we need to do brainstorming, okay, research and project ideas, summarization, paraphrase, okay, answer questions, writing tool, and the rest. Okay, so you have a lot of tools and you have a lot of tasks. Okay, so we need to have our own wisdom, okay, on which tools are actually the best for which task. Okay, so some of the AI tools right now are very um, powerful. They can actually do multiple tasks. Okay, for example, brainstorming and also uh, study guides at the same time, so they can come up with this multitask solutions. Okay, so we will need to use our wisdom to do this mapping. Okay, so this is some of the tasks that I actually try my best to map. Okay, to be frank, I actually don't have the time to use all of the tools. Okay, so these are the some of the tools that I've shared. I map. Okay, and try my best to map to this teaching and learning task. Okay, so you might have your own personal interest or personal like of certain AI tools, but this is what I captured from my experience. So you can do mind map. Okay, 1 hour lesson plan, slide presentation, FAQ and study guide, flashcard, okay, assignment, quiz, worksheet, and also handout, reflection journal, and etc. So this is some of the examples. Okay, so you can have more than this. Okay. Okay. Oh, sekejap saya ada. I have a few questions in the chat. Okay, I will share these slides later on. You think which AI tool is the best? I currently use ChatGPT for all my work. Okay, so it's a very subjective answer or question. It depends on what actually that you what do you call you prefer. Okay, I have used ChatGPT. I have used Claude. Okay, I have used Gemini. Okay, uh, one of my apa dia panggil criteria for choosing this is one is whether I have the premium account or not. Okay, so ChatGPT I don't subscribe to the account. So when I use this ChatGPT for further analysis, there will be limit. Okay, but for us, those are in education. Uh, I think in higher educations, I'm not sure whether I think all of us have this Google Education account kan. So we actually have the access to the Gemini. Okay, so right now I'm using Gemini quite a lot since we have the pro version of Gemini, but the output of Gemini compared to ChatGPT is a little bit different. Okay, so sometimes I need to, this is my experience. So sometimes I need to reiterate my prompt, refine my prompt many times before I get the output that I want in Gemini. Okay, so they might have their own way of giving the output. Okay, so they have their own, maybe ChatGPT compared to Gemini, compared to Claude, they have their own way of giving output. Okay, so it depends on their model, okay, the LLM model. So it's actually depends on how your work or your task and what is actually which one are you familiar with. So that is I don't have any study that I have done to compare this chat GPT or whatever GPT tools, but that is actually my experience. So you can try out and then you can see what is actually the best tools that um, that suit to your slides atau your interest, okay, ataupun you punya work lah. Okay, so I will continue a little bit, okay, before I go back to the chat and answer the other questions. Okay. Okay, so boleh tak kita ada berapa orang ya, ramai? Oh, okay, quite a lot. Okay, so I just want to ask, because I haven't done any survey before this to get actually to know what is actually how many of you, okay, the question is how many of you are actually using Gen AI to do to plan for your course. For example, let's say you have week 1, okay, next week UPM we'll start our first week. Okay, so kita dah kena plan dah our kelas ni. So how many of you actually use any GPT to plan, to help you plan your teaching workflow? You can put up your hands. Kat sini, kat mana dia punya tu? Okay, sorry dah lama tak pakai how to know what is actually the any participant. Okay, I see a few hands there. I hope a lot because I couldn't see your screen. Okay, ramai kot ramai kot. Dr. Mas ada ke? Ramai tak
Yeah.
Dr. Mas yang kat tangan?
Kat tangan tu.
Oh,
I
ya
can
ke? Okay, ramai lah. I assume a lot of you are using that. I think it's like a compulsory tools. Because right now we are getting busy, getting busier, okay? Sorry. And then these are one of the way that to expedite our work. Sometimes our repetitive work kan kita nak cepat, so we will use this AI. Okay. So we also have
Dr. Ami, sorry. There's some suggestion over there in the chat. They said we might want to ask who are not using Gen AI rather than asking who to.
Oh, betul. I should ask. Siapa yang tak pakai? We never use because yelah, sekarang ni Gen AI tools dah quite a lot. I think you can access them quite easily. So okay, I think I should ask how many of you who haven't or are not using AI to plan. Okay, I have a lot. No, not yet. Oh, okay. I do okay sometimes. Oh, ada juga yang tak ya. Okay, I'm not using, not yet. Kevin used to play. I have already planned. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, this is very interesting. I'm wondering lah the reason why, but I think I'm very open because I see. Okay, thank you so much for those yang angkat tangan, boleh turun tangan. So I met a few of some of my friends and also colleagues, okay, from other universities as well. Some of them are actually macam dia tak berapa nak bersedia. They are not ready yet to embrace this Gen AI punya tools, okay, and to actually use them in their own teaching and learning task, okay. So I understand, memang ada. So maybe I'm not sure because of not familiar ataupun not ready. So there must be a reason why you haven't used that, okay. All right, but I will just share my experience in case any of you, let's say, wants to embark on this Gen AI journey in helping your teaching and learning tasks. So you feel free to do that. I will share my slides so you can try a few of the plan here. So I will also share what UPM has been doing for our teaching and learning by using Gen AI. So all of them are actually in this slide. So hopefully I can a little bit give some sparks lah. Okay, hopefully in your way of teaching and learning. Okay, all right. So in teaching workflow, using Gen AI, this is the simplest one. Okay, you can just use any GPT tool. Okay, Chat GPT ke, Gemini ke. So you can start with these four. Okay. Alright. Oh, banyak soalan lah, nanti saya jawab Okay. Okay. So we can use them to plan. Okay. Plan according to the CLO and also the week topic. Okay. Maybe you have CLO 1 to cover in week 1, week 2, week 3. Okay. So you can try to ask AI for a 90-minute plan. Okay, maybe some formative checks, nak buat quiz ke, or assessment or assignment, okay. And then you can ask the Gen AI tools to create the materials or slides if you don't have it yet. Okay, what I do is sometimes I will somehow discuss with the AI tools, okay, whether this slide or this coverage of the lecture that I will give next week, for example, is enough or not. Okay, what else I can do? Okay, and in class, you can use AI to craft maybe few variants of a problem, okay, easy, challenging, okay, and to see the differences between these problems relate to your CLO, okay, and maybe after class you can summarize the question answers in the class itself, okay, and also generate practice set for those students that missed the learning outcomes, okay, and to come up with some drafts on feedback, okay, to ask feedback from the student. So this is a simple teaching workflow that you can actually use in you can use only one AI tool to do all of this. Okay. All right. But we want to have more. Okay. How we want to integrate? Maybe we can integrate many tools. Okay, we know a lot of tools. So how we can integrate that? So we can have this layered workflow. Okay. So these examples are. Okay, these examples are to uh, to integrate a few tools. Okay, for example, to get some research assistant, okay, research assistant, robot research assistant to help us to do some research on a few papers, a few slides or books. Okay, these two of the examples of the tool are called CADe-Lead and consensus, and to come up with the outlines. Okay, maybe outlines of your paper, outlines of your slides, and etc. Okay, so this one you can use ChatGPT or Gemini. Okay, if you want to have visuals in your slide or on your report, you can try to use DALL-E and Midjourney. Okay, and from the visuals and also the outlines, you can combine and come up with an interactive slides. Okay, these two tools, Gamma and Tom, I don't know how to pronounce it, but these are potential tools to use to create an interactive slides. Okay, but I think I haven't tried this two tools yet. Okay, but this is actually a multi-tool integration. So you can use multiple tools, okay, for you, and then you can come up with this complete solutions lah, okay, of for your work. Okay, and then AI also takes over repetitive tasks, okay, and also can scale personalization, okay. So saya punya mouse ni dia macam lompat-lompat. So imagine generating multiple quiz versions, okay, instantly. Okay, so you can come up with many versions of the quizzes. Okay, so maybe tailored for those weaker learners or advanced learners if you have in your groups. Okay, so you actually can save time. Okay, and you can give the students what exactly they need. Okay, and also when they need it. Okay, so these kinds of automation and personalization is very important to help us. Okay, so because if you have, imagine we have a bigger class with a 40 or 50 number of students, so it's hard for us to focus on one particular student at one time. So we can have this AI tool, hopefully it can help us to do this personalizing learning packs, okay, for this kind of students group. Okay, and then we have feedbacks. Okay, when, for example, when AI is part of the feedback loop. Okay, so we always give feedback to our students. Okay, but let's say we ask for AI help. Okay, as a part of our feedback loop. Okay, for example, when a student submit work, okay, assignments or etc. Okay, AI will generate feedback. Okay, we'll draft the feedback, okay, based on the work. Okay, so lecturer or I will refine and add my judgment, okay, to this what you call feedback, a draft tadi tu, draft feedback, okay, and then we ask the AI to help, okay, generate practice exercises targeted to that student's gap. Okay, so kita dah get the kita ask the AI to get the feedback, we review and we curate additional feedbacks according to the student submission, and then we ask the AI to help us to come up with exercise or more quizzes, more exercise, okay, to that particular student. We can do that using AI. So it's a cycle that makes feedback faster, okay, richer, and might be more might be more richer and personalized, okay, for this particular workflow. Okay. All right. So all right. This is part where we want to look into the assessment. Okay, we need to rethink assessment. This is a very, very what you call hot topic when we talk about Gen AI in teaching and learning. Okay, the assessment itself. Okay. So previously when we do, okay, I myself next semester, minggu depan, I will teach one course that is categorized as Anjal, where the students will have apa? All of the students will be at home, okay, and they will not join in the online class throughout the semester. So this is a very critical time where those are those lecturers will teach on Anjal courses, need to think what kind of assessment to give to the students. Okay, masa COVID, during COVID time, we don't have this ChatGPT, Gen AI, and so forth. So when we give assessment, final exam ke apa, so it's much more safer, safer kan compared to now. So we need to actually rethink our assessment so that we need to have a AI resistant assessment, kalau nama dia lah resistant assessment, and also collaborative assessment, AI collaborative assessment. Okay, so these two way of assessment, it depends on how you want to give to the students, how what kind of assessment that you want to give. So if you are focusing on AI resistant assessment, okay, we might need to emphasize the human centric skills when we do this kind of assessment. Okay, for example, okay, this is what I've been doing in my class as well. Although I'm teaching, for example, last semester I teach programming. Okay, that is the easiest way to copy copy answers from ChatGPT. For example, I gave them lab assignment kan. So the questions they just pump into the GPT and then they will get the code, okay, answers exactly, okay, the answers from the GPT tools for my assessment. So I need to do a second step, okay, of that particular assignment or a lab assignment lah. So I need to do some discussion with the student, or oral lah, macam orally. So I ask the student, okay, where do you get this? How you get this? What does it mean? If you change this, what will happen? So that is how in my class, I discuss or share my assignment with the student. So this kind of skills, human-centric, so you can use this to apa AI resistant kan you punya assessment, okay, for example by presentation debates, okay, oral exam like a viva, okay, might be application of knowledge to current, okay, real world case studies, and also personal reflection journal. So this kind of assessment we can give to the students. So it rely on uniquely human skill, okay, and we can kurangkanlah, reduce the possibility of the student to using the AI tool to answer the assignment. Okay, and then we have AI collaborative assessment, where we should embrace it because AI is there. um, so we we can ask the student to use AI, okay, and grade them on their ability to critique it. Okay, so this is one of the way. Okay, I'm not saying that this you should do this, but this is one of the way. So you use AI as part of the process. Okay, embrace it, and then ask the student to critique. Okay, the AI. So student can analyze this AI generated answer. Okay, for any bias, errors, or weaknesses. Okay, so we can discuss with the student to do this. Okay, um, okay. For example, and one assignment that we can give, for example, use ChatGPT to solve this case study. Okay, okay, and then write a report. Okay, on the flaws, ke, bias, ke, limitations. Okay, of the AI's answer. Okay, so you are actually not asking, not just testing the students' content knowledge, but also testing their critical thinking. Okay, so we can have this kind of assessment as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is another with a few lah examples of assessment that are resilient, hopefully, to Gen AI. Okay, instead of you gave students to for example, produce something. Okay, you ask the student to show the process. Okay, so maybe along the way, the process should require a design log. Okay, maybe a journal, a prompt journal, so whatever the GPT tools that the user use, the student use record the prompt. Okay, so that we want to see their thinking skill, their thinking. When they ask the Gen AI, they are actually thinking. Okay, so when you refine, so that is actually how we can see the way that the student improve their thinking. So we can also ask the student to share version. Okay, if in computer science, let's say we have a mobile app development, for example, so they have a few versionings, draft lah, macam draft. So we ask them to come up with share with us these drafts, so that we can actually see the evolvement of the output of the ni lah project ataupun assignment, and also oral defense. So some of my classes, I actually asked them to present orally, okay, their work, so that we can ask so I can ask questions during the presentation, and then diorang tak boleh lah pakai GPT to answer that, right? So this is one of the way lah, okay, to help to do the assessment. Okay, you can also use to share out ataupun create authentic tasks. Okay, like you are the one who provide the data, macam our faculty, for example, computer vision ke image processing. So we gave them data, so they process it and come up with the output that we want, or maybe they need to answer the assignment or quizzes on local context, or maybe do some live demos. Okay, so this is some of the authentic tasks that we can give to the student. You can also have rubrics that separate idea quality, evidence, replicability, okay, human judgment, and etc. Okay, don't forget to also include policy snippet. Okay, so in every of your soalan, questions, assignment brief. Okay, so include this kind of policy, so that they actually understand whether you allow the student to use Gen AI or not. Okay, if they are allowed, how many percent, for example, how can the Gen AI tool be used, okay, or etc. So you are the one stating this lah, what is kind of your own policy that you want to allow the students. Okay, so they one of my colleague before this, she came out with some macam apa, aku janji, surat aku janji for the student. So the student will sign in. Maybe dia katalah ada mungkin she included in the surat aku janji, stating that okay, I promise I will not use I will use this and etc. So they will ask the student to sign in the ada surat aku janji. So bila student nak buat pakai AI tu, dia rasa macam salah lah kan sebab dia dah sign and everything. So one of the way that you can do this limitations to the student. Okay, so this is the one that I mentioned. In UPM, for those friends that are not from UPM, so we have just recently launched a playbook on Gen AI for teaching and learning. Okay, so where we divided this discussion on this playbook into how to come up with material and also to design activity and assessment. Okay, banyak soalan. Okay, tak apa, nanti saya cuba jawab satu-satu. Okay, okay. So I will share the link. I will share the slide later. So this is the link. Dekat bawah tu ada source. Okay, so I have already share in my. This is in the playbook. Okay, through my browser. Okay, so I just want to go through a little bit on the table of content. Okay, so we this is actually sharing. It's a sharing from my friends. Okay, in UPM, how they use Gen AI in creating the material, the teaching and learning materials, and also to design and to create the activity and also assessment, okay, to the student. So adalah kat dalam ni. Okay, so ni introduction. Okay, adalah sikit dia cerita what is AI, what are the framework, what are the guidelines that being used in UPM in Malaysia. Okay, so we have this is material guide for educators. Okay, so for example, the first one, okay, designing MCQs with AI. So in this playbook, we inform to all readers what are the tools used. Okay, for example, my friend here used ChatGPT and Claude. Okay, and what is the highlight? And you can see that cerita lah. So this is the examples on how to build the assistant. Dia panggil teaching assistant. So this is the first prompt, second prompt, third prompt. So they actually share with you step by step on how to use Gen AI tool. So you can actually replicate, okay, to your own courses, to your own expertise, okay, and then pakai dalam kelas lah. So this is the way that we share we come up with this playbook. Dia macam manual, macam user manual lah. So we nak buat ni, so this is the step. Nak buat ni, this is the step. So these are the tools that being used. Okay, so you can the link is there, so you can go and download. Or kalau tak sesabar sangat, boleh carilah leveraging Gen AI for teaching and learning at UPM playbook in UPM website. I think ada, kalau Google tu keluar. So basically, the material that can be created, we can create. So this is some of the ideas lah. MCQ, multiple choice questions with AI. So you can create MCQ not only the low level taxonomy but also the higher order thinking skill punya taxonomy, KC 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can ask the Gen AI tool helps to improve your questions from low level taxonomy to higher skill, okay, cognitive skill. And then you can have presentations. Tadi saya rasa ada satu doktor kot tanya pasal presentation, so you can look into this, okay. And then performance analysis, tailored feedback, okay, in personalized learning. So you can also use Gen AI tool to visualize and interpret your data, okay, and etc. And in terms of activity assessment, there's a if you are in the music field, okay, you can create music composition. Kering tekak. Lepas tu ada true and false, okay, and then gamified learning, editing, and etc. So this is some of the ideas that you can copy and paste, okay, and then try to try to replicate, okay, in your course later on. Okay, so why we actually highlighting the usage of Gen AI? Because I've been using AI for quite some time, and I think it will be there for a longer time. Okay, and that's why I think this is my opinion. Instead of we totally ignore or push the AI, we try our best to embrace it, not in all of our tasks, but maybe some of them, especially to reduce your repetitive task yang mana yang banyak-banyak kali buat tu, so kita can and simple, so we can actually try to ask our GPT tools to to help to reduce the repetitive simple tasks. So we can focus more on our teaching, okay, where we can actually see the students face to face and ask the students how actually what is the best way to get to know each of the students. Okay, so lebih banyak masa dengan student compared to do some simple task. Okay. Okay. Okay, sekejap saya tengok dulu soalan sebab dah banyak sangat, takut terlepas. Okay, how to check if we have the premium access to the Gemini, or do we just log in using our UPM? Oh, yes. Okay, later I will, if I have time, I want to share with you some, I want to share with you one of the GPT tools, which is Gemini, because I think all of us has the premium account. Yang ada, yang ChatGPT, some of them kalau subscribe dia adalah, but for me, I don't subscribe to ChatGPT. I use Gemini yang pro version. So I will share with you later. Some of us may prefer to think by ourselves rather than asking help from AI. Maybe, yes, I agree. Sometimes bila kita terlalu too much relying on the GPT or AI tu, kita takut jadi malas kan, kita macam tak apa ada GPT, so kita just ask. Okay. Some design-based course might dilute the human touch in the course content. Yes, agree as well. So not all of this course and not all of the tasks in that particular course or assignment in the particular course can use AI. So especially kalau contoh macam kursus pertanian, so you need to have the human skills to bertani, so you couldn't use AI, but you might use AI in other way, for example to plan the lesson plan ke ataupun activities, that kind of task you can use AI. Okay. Did you use PTG? Did you choose PTG? Tak, saya tak choose PTG for Ancal course. Okay. Other than in the can be delegated to, yes, agree. I like the debate idea. I have used this for appraisal subject, but I think I need to change the way one of my assessment. Okay, someone told me I can assess my reports using AI. Someone told me I can assess my reports using AI. Is this true? Assess my report using AI. Maksudnya, you want to check your report whether is AI or not, how many percentage is AI generated or not? Yes, you can do that. To require update to include creation of apps for teaching and learning, which is now easy to build. Okay, thank you for the suggestion, Prof Chu. Okay. Hi, Dr. Amy. Based on the book leverage, are the AI recommendations suggested? Okay, this is a very subjective question jugalah. Some of the, I think most of the AI tools are they have two kinds of account, free one, paid one. So they will have a free one, so you can use it, but there will be limitation. Okay, I think those are in the Gen AI tool also have ones that paid one, ada yang free one. Okay, okay, lepas tu the free one, you can use it, but there will be some limit on it. Okay, and the premium one you can use it. I couldn't say it's unlimited, but they also have some limit for that particular paid one. So that's why I ask. I many time I stated that please try to use Google Gemini. I will share with you Google Gemini later, because we have that access if we are educators, but I'm not sure if for students whether we the same access given or not. Okay, but for educators we have that pro version for Gemini. Okay, nanti kita akan share lah kalau sempat okay. Kita sempat kan. Okay, alright. Okay, so this is also very important, because when we talk about AI, here AI, there AI. So how actually we want to make sure that the students know how to use AI, especially in ethical way, in ethical way of using AI lah. Okay, so we we are no longer enough, okay, just to teach our subject matter, okay, but we also must teach our students how to navigate this AI world. Okay, so this is one of the competency or literacy that I think is important, so that all of us know, be aware. Okay, so this is by UNESCO, so they can this is for students. So we also have one for educators, so that when we know about this competency, we make the students much more prepared and to be responsible and to be creative, okay, citizens in the era of AI. Okay, so this competency framework for students it's actually aimed to serve as a guide, okay, for public education system to build the competency required by all students and citizens, okay, for effective implementation, okay, of national AI strategies. Okay, ni ayat-ayat UNESCO. Okay, so that we have this skill as a basic, okay, so that they actually can have this sustainable futures lah, okay, in this AI. Okay, I want to highlight the three important thing where we need to, the student needs to aware, okay, that this teaching, okay, critical evaluation, okay, so that the student know, okay, and how to fact check, okay, hallucinations and identify bias, so that sometimes student use ChatGPT to answer the assignment and then copy paste hantar dekat kita. Okay, so they don't do any critical evaluation of the output, so we don't want that. Okay, second is ethical use, okay, facilitating discussions, okay, on when it is and it isn't appropriate, okay, to use AI. If you need to use it, how to do that responsibly. Okay, and then the third one is proper citations, okay. Just like how we taught the student to cite books and journals kan pakai APA lah apa. So we now must provide clear guidelines for citing AI, whether it's allowable or not allowable. If we allow them to use AI, how to use it, when to use it. So we need to provide clear guidelines lah, okay, for the students. So this is very important. Okay. Okay, I have recently been aware, apa ni, got to know about this framework, okay, a balanced approach to use AI in learning, okay, so it's called PAIR framework, okay, problem AI, lepas tu interaction and also reflection, okay, so they guide you can use it to guide students how to use AI, okay, in meaningfully in their learning. Okay, and also to maintain balance. Okay, between AI assistance and also human cognitive development. Okay, so you formulate the problem. Okay, second, you select suitable AI tool. That's what I mentioned. Not all of the tools are suitable for all of the tasks. Okay, and then you interact with the AI tools. Okay, maybe experiment with different interactions. Okay, and then when you get the output, critically evaluate. Okay, and how to responsibly integrate this what you call output in the problems, okay, or in the problem that the student wants to solve, and then reflect. Do a lot of reflections, okay, for this assignments ataupun task. Okay, so okay, so we have somehow complete looking into the what do you call pedagogical way of, I mean, using Gen AI in pedagogy in teaching and learning. So do we need to redefine our roles as educators? Okay, because we have AI at our side. Okay, so how are we going to embrace it, or we don't want to use it at all? Okay, so we need to redefine our roles. Okay, so before this, the old paradigm will be the proctor, okay, macam police, okay. Now, we are moving towards as the coach, okay, the new paradigm. So, for example, before this, we look into plagiarism, okay, use Turnitin, tengok plagiarism kita berapa persen, okay, and then that's it. We don't actually guide the students how to do it, how to do better, okay. So with the AI, it might help. I mean, the AI might help to guide for critical use, okay, and then our own mindset assume student will misuse tools and seeks to catch them. But now with the AI, we can always assume student will need guidance and seeks, okay, to teach them, okay, and then so these are all the activities that are related previously, and now we will we need to teach the student AI literacy, because they will always use the Gen AI. So teaching AI literacy is important, how to do the prompt, and also the ethical citations. Okay, you might also design assignment that require AI collaboration if you want to. Okay, um, okay, so ultimately our goal is no longer to catch cheaters, okay, but we want to build critical thinkers. So we need to do to do a different way of teaching and learning, and also in their assessment. Okay, this is a AI competency for educators. Okay, uh, because okay, one of my guidance lah, if if we don't jump into using AI, how we want to know whether the students are using AI and use AI to somehow cheat on us. Okay, so kita tak tahu bagaimana AI works. For example, ChatGPT, mungkin kita pakai sekejap-sekejap, so we don't know exactly what is actually the output of ChatGPT. Okay, and then let's say the students use ChatGPT, get the answer, submit the answer without any editing, and then we accept them as it is. Okay, sebab kita tak ada experience of using AI. So macam saya, I have been using AI for quite some time. So I somehow can, I think most of you also the same, we somehow can know whether that particular, for example, report ke write-up ke AI based, especially ChatGPT based or not. Bila kita nampak tu, the words they are using are very bombastic. Sekarang certain words that is being used many times right now, so bombastic. And then there are certain times bila student copy paste the answer, dia siap copy paste the icon in ChatGPT. ChatGPT likes to come out, I mean, give icons in their answers, right? So dia copy paste ChatGPT punya icon dalam you punya report. So we actually can see, because we are AI literate already. So we know what is actually the output, how the output is being given to the AI tool. And then if let's say the student copy je sebiji dalam the assignments, with all the short forms, with all the icons, we can actually see, oh, this student definitely use GPT. Okay, so this is where competency important. We have the knowledge of, and we can say that we are competent lah in using AI, so that we can actually know whether the students using GPT or not. Okay, so this is based on my experience. So I understand why I need to have the competencies in AI, so that I can catch my student if they don't use it responsibly or ethically. Okay, so this AI competency for educators are from UNESCO as well. Okay, so emerging practices in the use of AI in education, they clearly demonstrate, okay, the potential of AI to enable new forms of teaching, learning, education management, and etc. Okay, so this is the competency. Okay. Sekejap. Boleh pula gerak. Okay. All right, so this is the one that I've mentioned. So we want to try out the Gemini. I will take a 5-minute breaks, okay, for those yang nak break juga. But you can try to follow this step to create your own specialized AI assistant. Okay, we will go through together before we take a 5-minute break. Okay, so you can go to your Gemini Google. Google.com. Tadi ada yang tanya kan regarding the account, Gemini account. Okay, so you try to go to geminigoogle.com, log in with your institutional ID. If you're from UPM, log in with your UPM ID. Okay, and student, I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I don't know whether you have the same provision or not. But Gemini have Gemini have two model that you can choose. One is Flash. I think that one is open to everybody. You can use that. Okay. But for those yang ada Google Suite, Google Workspace, okay, education. So you have these functions available for you. So it's 2.5 Pro. So go to gemini.google.com, log in with your institutional ID, okay, and then you can see that the interface is almost similar to ChatGPT for those yang aware pernah pakai ChatGPT, okay. But the model that you can choose is on the top left of your screen. Okay, so you boleh pilih lah you nak flash ke ataupun you nak pro. Okay, so you can try on that. Okay, I will share with you this screen for you to test out. Okay, before that, I will explain what is Gem. Okay, Gem, if you go to your Gemini, there is a hamburger menu there. Bukan. Kejap tak keluar pula. Sekejap. Kenapa dia tak keluar? Sekejap Saya ada buka tempat lain lah sekejap Keluar pula tiba-tiba dia pun jadi. Sekejap. Oh, saya tak saya tak scroll atas rupanya. Okay. So I will show with you again, sorry. Okay. So you can see there's a model, you can choose the model, okay? And then once you choose the model, you go to the menu, expand it, okay? And then there's gems, section called gems, okay? So you can go there and click explore gems, okay? So this is your uh, um, interface, okay? So it's actually the same as the ChatGPT punya, apa dia panggil GPT yang you can create your own chatbot, okay, using the ChatGPT. I forgot the name, okay. Okay, so you have this is a few examples of what is gem. So it's actually it's like your own Gemini. Okay, you have your own model. Okay, for example, this one is chess gem. So you want to create a Gemini that is expert in playing chess. Okay, so this is what we call as gem. Dia macam chatbot for that particular topic lah. For example, chess. Okay, so you can create your own gem. Okay, so this is the button here, new gem. Okay, and then you can give your gem a name. You put the instructions. Okay, and then you can add knowledge. This is also important. If let's say, okay, why I'm sharing with you this is because let's say you want to have your own Gemini or your own LLM or chatbot on your own particular course. For example, you are teaching. I'm teaching programming. Okay, let's say I want to have a specific gems on programming that is covering topic 1 until topic 10, for example, and each of the topic I have already have the course syllabus, so I will upload the course syllabus here, okay, and then my teaching plan, everything I will upload here as the knowledge of this LLM, this gem, okay, and then you can get your own apa dia panggil bukan pre lah, I forgot the word. You punya specialized gems, specialized Gemini or specialized LLM ke chatbot, whatever name that you want to use. Okay, that can actually have the brain of your course. Okay, let's say you are teaching programming, so letak semua benda dalam tu, and then whatever question that you ask will only being discussed, or the output will only being covered in your particular knowledge, your brain. Okay, so dia takkan ada out of context lah. Custom GPT, thank you so much for the comment there. Okay, it's like your custom GPT. Okay, focus on only on your course or topic. Okay, so you can use this to create your own. Okay. Okay. Ada lagi soalan tak? Gemini yang ada di Google Space ni adalah Pro. So you need to check whether you have the access or not, okay, because because I'm using my UPM identification, so I have the Pro version of it, okay, and then I'm not sure whether there's a limit or not, but until now I still have, for me it's unlimited. Okay, so I'm not sure whether it has a limit, because I think everything has limit, even the ChatGPT Pro yang RM100 per month also have their own limited, although it calls Pro. So I assume this is also have some limitations, but because our institutions have subscribed this Google Workspace, so we can use this one. So until now, I haven't had any limitation yet, but it might have some limited. Okay, thank you, Prof. Chu. What is the difference? Okay, fetch model give faster. Okay, shallower. Okay, agree. I haven't, Prof. Chu, I haven't hit the limit of Gemini yet. Okay, so it might have, because maybe I'm not, I'm not that a heavy user with the GPT, might be, but I haven't had hit the limit. Okay. Dr. Nur Khadijah, is it same concept with Notebook LM? Are you talking about the GEM or you are talking about the others? Because this is actually totally different from GEM. Google LM is different. This GEM is different, but it might have been, we might use the same method or way, okay, of doing that, okay. Or okay, what is the best AI for preparing slide presentation in spite of Canva? Okay, I have used kejap tak sempat nak rehat. Okay, tak apa, kita continue lah sampai 12 Okay, this is my Google slide. Okay, I rarely or seldom use PowerPoint. Okay, so I will, to answer Dr. Rahima, so I will use examples of Google Slide. So Google Slide have many extensions. If you can see, I'm pointing, you can still see my screen, right? Okay, so Google Slide have a few plugins or add-ons that can use to that can add in AI, okay, AI in your Google Slide ni lah. So I always use, tapi tak selalu sangat lah, Slides, Slides AI.io if I'm not mistaken. There is one add-ons called Slides AI.io. Okay, so you can tapi dah lama sangat dah, I haven't used this quite some time, but there is AI add-in for this Google Slide. And there are many, okay, but dia most of them are paid one. Okay, so that is, I think, that is our limitations. Most of the AI tools are paid one, so we need to maneuver our way to get the best and the cheapest way that we can. So there are a few. One is yang I use slidesai.io ataupun I think that's all. Okay, other than that, sometimes I use Gamma. Yes, sama macam Dr. Nur Ashikin, Gamma AI. Okay, so you can use that as well. Okay, Canva also have Canva AI, right? Okay, but I heard that that is actually for K-12 level. So we might, maybe later in a few months maybe we will being revoked from that particular account because we are not me lah, I'm from higher education, so I believe most of you are also from higher education, so we might being revoked from the Canva education because they are focusing on K-12 users. Okay, so this one I have talked, this is a legit sharing lah, because I've talked with Canvas people in Bad Asia previously, so that is the situation right now. So we being asked to move to Canva campus might be in a few months time. So okay, so that is the situation with Canva. Okay. All right, so I will share with you, these are all the steps lah if you want to create your own sekejap saya share.
But Amy, you can
Yeah.
take a 5 minutes break if you
Okay,
want.
boleh. Kejap
Maybe you should need to show the screen with the instruction.
Ni. Alright, okay. So sekejap. So we will start around 11 berapa? 30? 11:30?
Kan?
Can?
Kena
Okay,
11:30.
alright, okay. Kejap,
Let
apa
the
nak share?
Amy
Nak
take
minum air.
water.
Sekejap
Okay.
So, boleh nampak ke my slide? Kejap. I need to share again.
But not in the screen sharing slide mode.
Kejap. Okay, banyak sangat Zoom ni. Tak reti dah nak tekan. Okay. So, if I share. Okay. Boleh nampak kan now? Okay. Alright. We continue at 11:30. Okay, can we start again? Okay, I will do share. Oh, sorry. I just realized my background just now is an old one. Ada gambar Jubilee, logo Jubilee UPM, which I suppose not to use for how many years, I'm not sure. So sorry, sebab dah lama tak pakai Zoom. Dia macam melekat dekat situ. Sekejap Sorry again. So I will change. Now I'm
At the beach.
yeah.
It's better.
Beside the beach.
Just stay. Just stay like that.
Okay. Kejap Ya Allah. Kejap. Banyak sangat slide. Okay now. I is it okay? So I will share again. Memang betul-betul dah lama tak pakai Zoom. So macam tanda ke sini tak tahu nak tekan apa. Sebab Zoom right now is macam-macam dah. Advanced, okay. All right, so we'll move on. I think we have around 25 to 30 minutes more. Okay, so now we are moving towards towards the end of my sharing. Before this, we look into the basic of prompt, the basic of how you use AI tools, okay, by prompting most of the time. And then we look into how you can use AI tools to innovate your pedagogy, your teaching and learning. Okay, and then we move into how or whether you need to redefine our roles as educators, how we want to actually use AI to include AI in our education and our teaching and learning. And also then we move towards a little bit up higher, okay, where we know that whatever that we discussed just now is only at individual level, okay, but for lasting innovation, we actually need to have it on the institutional level, okay. Individual efforts are good, okay, but collective and institutional strategy is much more better, okay. So as leader and educators, we are perfectly positioned, okay, to discuss on this, to drive on this conversation, okay. And then okay, I have come up with some of the what do you call checklist lah, okay, and it's a also with policy, okay, checklist for effective AI policy, okay. So we start with clear use of guidelines, okay, which can reduce anxiety lah for both students and staff. Okay, it can also provide a framework for fairness and integrity when using AI. Okay, a good policy, okay, for me should include clear, adaptable guidelines for AI use. Okay, covering, you can cover aspects like academic integrity, okay, data privacy, okay, ethical considerations. Okay, so that we can have a responsible implementation of AI across the institution. Okay, and sorry, institutions should also offer ongoing and also training and support. Okay, for not only for academician, okay, faculty, also for staff and administrations. Okay, in order to build AI literacy and equip them with skills to use AI effectively in their roles. Okay, this there's a lot of other checklists or things to do. Okay, so this is not a fixed document, fixed a list. Okay, so you can have this kind of checklist as a living document, okay, where we need to review it annually. Okay, it depends on the movement or the changes of technology, okay, in future. All right. Okay, so some strategies. I just share with you whatever that I have shared previously on strategies that how you can actually scale up this usage of AI. We need to ensure equity and access. So this is very hard for us as in institutional level, where how we want to make sure that we have a campus-wide access to Gen AI tools, because most of the AI tools are paid one. So that's why today I'm strongly promote promote atau suggest usage of Google Gemini, okay, because we have the access, so we can use whatever that we have. The free versions of the AI tools is good already. So if you can have these tools to help you, so you can use that. We also need to have a support for diverse learners, okay, and needs, okay, inclusive design, okay, and also reduce digital divides among students. In terms of faculty training, as I've mentioned previously, policies alone are not enough. Okay, so educators, staff, okay, administrators, we need to have upskilling and reskilling or training, okay, and also safe space to experiment. Faculty development, peer support, maybe sandboxes, okay, can help lecturers to explore AI responsibly, okay, and also build confidence in integrating it to their teaching. Okay, so these are some of the tools that I guess most of us have the access now. And on the right hand side, there's in UPM we have a lot of peer sharing and best practices webinars or seminar that is being conducted weekly basis. Okay, some of them are weekly basis, and we also have our own platform for our micro credentials, our MOOC, okay, and etc. So we also have some sharing on these best practices on this platform. That is why. Okay, in UPM, we also have, this is because my sharing session kan, so I will share a lot of with UPM lah. So we also have this AI hub where we link all of the guidelines that we are using, we created, okay, and some of the projects on AI that have been developed or researched by UPM researchers and educators. So this is the web link if you want to follow, or you want to follow pula ingat Facebook. If you want to go to and look it up, okay, so you can have these guidelines, okay. And then, okay, so this is also I adopt from my friends on what are the challenges, okay, that hinder the implementation of AI in education. So if you can see, more or less, it's the same keywords that pop up in every single discussions on using AI in teaching and learning. Ethics, okay, and then bias, and then data privacy and security. So these are the important things. So we also need to look into digital divide, okay, whether all the students, if we want to use certain AI tools, the students also have the same access to these tools, okay, and training and professional development. Sometimes the students are much more competent in terms of using certain AI tools compared to me. For example, I sometimes lost track on what are the tools available outside, but those students are much more competent. Okay, so sometimes we need to improve our current knowledge, okay, and this can be done by training and professional development trainings or webinars or courses. Okay. Okay. So when we talk about AI or Gen AI, so we always have this datching, okay, whether it's good or not, opportunities or challenge. Okay. So the goodness of AI for me is we can help to enhance student learning process. Okay. So sometimes I'm stuck into, for example, I want to do some class activities with student, but my knowledge is always, for example, role play. So sometimes I want to know what else what other activities that I can give to students that are suited to this particular learning outcomes. So I want to discuss with somebody. So one of this somebody is AI, ChatGPT, for example. So you can discuss with ChatGPT to maybe give us ideas, give us initial ideas on how we can improve our varieties of our activities. It might improve academic skill. It might support career readiness through digital literacy and also fluency. Okay, and but as far as I know, as far as we know, the challenges is the risk of over dependence on AI tool. This is a very critical critical issues as well. I also personally have deal with this kind of overdependence from the students. So we need to advocate, and we need to many times talk with the students to show them what are actually the problems with overdependence with AI tools. Okay, so that they somehow can understand that. Potential decline in student judgment, insight, and creativity. Yes, there will be some potentials on that. So we need to plan well on how we want to use these AI tools. So one of the way is institutions level, like what we have done in UPM. We provide guidance and structure on how to use to use AIs responsibly and also effectively at the same time. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is one of the flow chart, okay, on how on whether you can use Gen AI safely or not. Okay, so you can just go through this flow chart. Okay, but when you want to use Gen AI, you need to ask yourself first. Make sure you have the expertise to verify whether the output from the Gen AI is correct or not. Okay, in context or not. Make sure you are willing to take full responsibility as the author as well. Okay, we also human, we might miss some of the information, so we need to will to take responsibility from the output that we use from the AI tool. Okay. All right. So this is okay, banyak sangat ni. All right. To think plagiarism and cheating. Okay, so I took this from DigDeck textbook website. Which of these would you consider cheating? Okay, which of these is relevant to our students' future? Which of these would you use in your work as an adult? Okay, so there are levels there. You can see student created, student wrote all assignment content without consulting AI on the internet. Now this is pre-AI era. Okay, so this one. Okay, and then we have also this one, consult the internet or AI for ideas, can, and then we move towards the top level, okay, which is this is not level that macam not in sequence, but either is sport created or student created. Okay, so we want to make sure that the students actually can see this level, okay, and then choose which one is actually the best, okay, and which one will not supposed to be followed. Okay, so this is the okay, sekejap, banyak soalan sekejap. Are there an AI teaching and learning group for, or AI for research group, AI in teaching learning group, or research group? Okay, as far as I know, because I and a few of my friends are actually focusing on this AI in education for quite some times. There is no specific research group, but because we are researching almost, I mean, the same field, so we have a group of us lah. But there is no research group, I mean, the official research group in our faculty, but I'm not sure in other faculties. We need an update of further info about. Okay, all right, thank you, Prof. Chu. These three figures seem to be generated. Maybe that one is I took from CADe-Lead article, so it might be from Napkin AI. Question reposted. I think there is another AI tool that can humanize the AI generated writing. So if the students plagiarize the writings from ChatGPT and then ask AI humanizer, for example, and submit this work, is this acceptable? What say you? Okay, this is also subjective. That's why I mentioned that when we do assessment, we need to think what other kinds of assessment that we can give to the student that is not solely dependent on reports. Okay, what I understand from your question is report lah kot, kan? When you ask a question, the student answer, maybe using AI come up with the output, and then they send to the what you call apa kita punya Putra Blast, okay, without any checking. Okay, so if you want, it depends on the educators. Okay, if like me, sometimes I if that particular assignment is not that critical, maybe dia buka assignment lah, there may be activity, so it might I may accept that as it is. But if that is actually very important, like assignment, a big portion of marks, you need to have another level of assessment. For example, oral macam tadi lah, oral ke, ataupun you suruh dia present, you can ask the student to present and you ask the questions on the fly, on the go. So they can actually, you can see whether they actually understand truly or not their writing or their reports. Okay, so it's a very, macam mana katanya, susah lah nak kata kita nak terima atau kita nak tolak AI. So it's itulah based on our expertise as well. So try right now the assignments that we give, try not to be yang boleh apa the answer can be we can get it from ChatGPT, macam report kan, it's easy to get the answer from ChatGPT. So there are certain ways to make sure that it's AI resistant kind of assignment. Okay, so okay, how to generate the video for teaching and learning. There are tools, but I don't use that tool for my video. Or my video, I do it myself. But I know that there are few tools that actually can use to generate video for teaching and learning. So you can actually go to Gemini or ChatGPT and search how to generate video for teaching and learning. They will suggest you the tools. Okay, there are a lot, I think, but most probably most of them are paid one. Okay. All right. Dr. Shamsul, thank you for your kind sharing. Do you also offer on how to use the AI practical class using some of? Oh, you want to have hands-on? I did a few previously, but not as a course. Tapi you can okay, I will share with you my email address, and maybe you can contact me so that we can discuss. If not me, I have a few other friends that are using AI and also give sharings on AI for this kind of sharings lah, and practical classes as well. So we can help you if you need the help. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, kita continue sikit lagi. Okay, so this is one of the way to detect GPT. I think relate to one of the question as well. It's very, very hard to detect GPT. But especially if the students are licik, they know how to go through and actually apa ni to this dia boleh rephrase, rewrite, okay, and then the GPT tracker cannot get the higher percentage. There will be time where we have this kind of output, okay, but there are few tools that can be used, hopefully can actually see detect the detect the AI generated content. So these are the one. I hope all of these are still there. Okay, in UPM we use Turnitin. I think the AI generated checker still there in Turnitin. Okay, so you can actually use this in we have this kind of tool lah to actually detect GPT generated content. Okay, so this is some of examples. Okay, so responsible AI is also very important. Okay, it helps to reduce biases, okay, and then promote fairness and equality, okay, and facilitate interpretability, okay, and explainability. Okay, so this is very important keywords in responsible AI. So what can we do? This is the three. I actually pick up a copy this from my previous talk. This is the basic that we can start off if you don't have any plan or ideas on how to use Gen AI. So we can use, for example, assignments. You can create assignments, maybe to and also some learning tasks. Okay, that is AI integrated. Okay, and then we also need to demonstrate ethical and critical use in of using AI in teaching and learning. So this is very important because students will see what we do, so they will follow us as educators. So we want to be the model that demonstrate responsible AI use, and us or foster reflection and feedback in the classes, okay, to encourage students to reflect on their AI use and maybe provide feedback so that we know what is actually the hiccups of using AI, or maybe if AI couldn't do this, so scrape off the ideas as totally. So we need to have a reflection and feedback with the student. Okay. Okay, so this is one of my favorite. Dah berapa tahun lah. I need to update this, I think. Technology is just a tool. In terms of getting the students working together and motivating them, the teacher is the most important. So AI or not AI, we as the educators, as the teachers, are the one that should be in front of the classes and guide the students for their future. Okay. All right, I think that's all. Ada lagi tak? Tak ada lah. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amy, for the fruitful sharing. I guess we today not just listening to Dr. Amy sharing, we actually implicitly form a Gen AI teacher learning community. Yeah, because some of them sharing their experience through the chat. It's very good, very nice. So keep in touch with us, the CADe-Lead, because actually in CADe-Lead we have a pool of experts that always sharing their experience, their skill in using Gen AI in teacher learning. So either you can contact Dr. Amy, and they all have a bunch of they have a colleague, they have friends that can share the content. Even call for the face-to-face workshop. Okay, so just either you contact CADe-Lead or that directly to Dr. Amy also can. Okay, so I guess with that, thank you very much, Dr. Amy. Thank you for all participants who stay with us from 10 o'clock until now, and also stay because in UPM we have some brand on the AI itself. Many researchers sharing their skill in the how they're using AI in the teaching and learning. We call as Copy Eyes, KOPIAIS. Some if you are lucky enough, some link can be reached by others participant outside for UPM, but mainly it's for the experts, the volunteer, the speaker is from the UPM researchers. Okay, that one is happen regularly every month, that KPI session. And I guess with that, thank you, Dr. Amy. Thank you very much. And stay tuned with us. Contact us if you want to have more workshop or physical workshop that with Dr. Amy and also their friends. So for the video, we will share the recording video at CADe-Lead website. So you can maybe later today you can get this recording version at the CADe-Lead website. Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you for your staying with us for these 2 hours. Thank you, Dr. Amy. Thank you very much.